My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC picks and DraftKings lineups run by professional fighters and MMA insiders. Every week, I join Nick Newell, professional fighter, professional model, and ESPN Top 10 guest, along with Dan Kramer, UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, Ultimate Fighter alumni, and Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. And we break down every single fight, the betting odds, the DraftKings picks, and we set you up for success. Next up at UFC 259, Blachowicz versus Adesanya, we have Tim Elliott versus Jordan Espinosa. And this is a very, very, very fun fight. Tim Elliott is a wild man who will do anything he needs to win the fight. He's been in a million wars, and he's relentless. And Espinosa is fluid, smooth. He's got solid takedown defense. He's a very good striker. And this is just an awesome fight. And I'm really looking forward to it. So, Jacob, what are your thoughts here? Who do you think wins? And are you going to touch either one in DraftKings?
You're stealing all my content, man. This is the fight of the night. It's going to be wild. Tim Elliott is a wild man. It's one of those fights where it's even hard to even break down what you think is going to happen because who knows what Tim Elliott's going to do. I will say, I think the biggest difference here is level of competition. Tim Elliott has fought some unbelievable people. He's lost to them, but he's fought some unbelievable people. Some of his losses, Figueiredo, Askar Askarov, Brandon Royval, Demetrius Johnson, Joseph Benavidez. So, I mean, he's fought the best of the best. I think he has the experience to get, whatever wildness he wants to get across the cage done. Jordan Espinosa, is a good fighter, but I just think Tim Elliott, like you said, will just find a way to get it done. And I actually had a lineup that I'm still working. I have two lineups that I'm working with, and one of them has Tim Elliott in the lineup. That's how comfortable I am with him just overwhelming it. Like I said, the level of competition is just on a different level. At plus 105, it is interesting here. The odds, at least at the time, were plus 105, even though he's a DraftKings favorite. I would put $100. I would love to put $100 on plus 105 for Tim Elliott, and he almost made it in my lineup, and I definitely think he's going to win.
Yeah, it is interesting that the DraftKings, it's a $200 difference, but it is interesting DraftKings has him as a more expensive fighter when he is the underdog. And I think he's been an underdog since these lines opened. I don't think they flopped. With that being said, I agree. I have Tim to win. He's not in my lineup, but not any fault of his. $8,200 is a lot for what is probably a close fight, and it's a 15 fight card with 3 title fights. So I'm choosing wisely with who I have in my lineup. But Nick, we'll go to you. Do you think just Tim Elliott's relentless, wild, move forward at all cost style beats Jordan Espinosa, who's probably the more technical fighter?
Yeah, I do. I mean, you look at his last fight versus Ryan Benoit, and Benoit is a very good striker, and Tim Elliott was kind of keeping him at bay with his jab and staying long, and the whole fight was on the feet. The thing about Tim Elliott is he gets caught because he'll shoot from way too far away and take these risks and do this crazy weird stuff that doesn't make any sense. But he gets in these scrambles and he catches people. He finishes people. If you watch him on The Ultimate Fighter, he looked amazing. He beat a lot of really good people. Did they both fight Matt Schnell, I believe? And one has a win, one has a loss. I mean, I think Schnell's way better now than he ever was, than he was on the show, certainly. But Elliott loses fights because he makes little mistakes. I don't think that he's the same fighter. I feel like he refined his game a little bit, but I feel like he's going to cause a scramble with Espinosa and submit him. So I'm going with Tim Elliott in this fight. I put $100 on him, and I'm putting him in my lineup.
Wow, all 3, everything you can do.
Trifecta, baby.
So Dan, what are you putting either one of these guys in your lineup, and are you going to ride the Tim Elliott train here?
Yeah, I like Tim Elliott in this fight, and I think this is, both guys have similar career trajectories kind of on paper, right? Won a bunch, lost a bunch. The one thing I'll say that's the big difference between them is Tim Elliott's losses were against much tougher competition kind of across the board compared to Espinosa. So, like we said, he's lost 3 out of his last 4. But those 3 losses were to Davison Figueiredo, Askar Askarov, and Brandon Royval, who was, up until his last fight, on the verge of becoming a superstar in the division. So all three of those losses are, not easy opponents. And he looked good against Ryan Benoit in his last fight. So I think he's one of those guys that has all the skills. He's a little bit of a wild man. I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I just think Elliott's a little bit better kind of everywhere. And I am picking him to win. Definitely taking him, putting $100 on him at plus money. And I think I'm going to put him in my lineup. Again, I got a few moving pieces that we'll figure out by the end of the show. But I think for $8,200, he's a good value in a fight that I think will be a lot of back and forth points, exciting fight. And he could get the sub, like Nick said.
Yeah, so another exciting fight. We'll see what happens here. We'll see sort of whose career continues to inch forward after this fight. Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings League. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.